Now, drone attacks have killed 3 people and wounded 5 in the Moscow region. The city's governor saying the 3 killed in Pionersky as a drone fell after being hit. It comes as Ukraine intensifies its strikes in response to Russia's barrages. Ukrainian drone also hitting another tanker as it entered the Azov Black Sea Canal. The Ukrainian military has now attacked, in fact, more than 40 Russian tankers in the Sea of Azov as part of what Ukraine describes as its campaign aimed at disrupting fuel supplies. That as Western allies are seeking to secure more air defence commitments for Ukraine when they meet in Paris later this afternoon. Shortages leaving the country increasingly exposed to Russian ballistic missiles, despite recent positive shifts in momentum on the battlefield. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will be joined here by at least 25 leaders for a meeting of the Coalition of the Willing, part of broader efforts that include putting together a common position that could be taken to Russia and also security guarantees to support any eventual peace deal. A little earlier, we spoke to our Ukraine correspondent, Gulliver Cragg.
Ukrainians will be most hoping to hear announcements about new supplies of air defences. That's very much the country's priority at the moment, because in recent long-range Russian strikes, we've clearly seen that the Ukrainian air defences are no longer capable of shooting down ballistic missiles, that particular kind of missile, hypersonic ones, and you can only really shoot them down with the Patriot air defense system supplied by the United States or manufactured by the United States. Some other countries have donated systems and ammunition, but it seems like they've run out. They desperately want to get more, and so that's their short-term priority. But the Coalition of the Willing is so named after the countries that are willing to participate in security guarantees for Ukraine, and it was initially at least very much focused on the idea of eventually sending some kind of a force to Ukraine. And there's a headquarters at Mont Valérien outside Paris that was, I think it's a year that it's been operating, and formally they're going to transfer command of that to the British, that will take their turn in commanding that force and have some announcement about its readiness to deploy. And this is all rather hypothetical, of course, because it's ready to deploy in the event of a ceasefire. And at the moment, there is very little progress being made on the diplomatic front. No one in Ukraine is really expecting a ceasefire. So it's quite nice to see these countries committing to eventually, potentially one day, providing forces if there's a ceasefire. But that seems a very long way in the future for the moment. And also, quite a lot of important countries have said that they aren't going to be preparing troops, that they're providing troops, that they're willing to provide other forms of assistance. Italy and Poland, for example, very strong, staunch allies of Ukraine in many other ways, but having a red line about providing troops.